Thank you again for joining me in today's webinar. Once again, my name is Braden Goff. I'm the Implementation Manager for Proxio, and we will be talking about Proxio Developer Showcase today. And it is a new platform for marketing and selling developments. And for those of you a little less familiar with Proxio, we are the world's largest agent network with over 600,000 agents from well over 120 countries. We have over 3 million properties from 95 countries, and our platform works in 19 languages and converts between 55 currencies as well as metric conversions. We have tools for personal websites, Facebook applications, as well as portal syndication to other consumer-facing websites. Proxio Pro works somewhat like a LinkedIn for realtors, linking agents and brokerages worldwide and providing global property exposure. So it is at the same time a professional network with real-time notifications and a somewhat of a database of listings as well. And like I mentioned, Proxio Pro does translate into 19 languages and allows you to create and send marketing flyers in any language and that sort of thing to help serve the multicultural buyers that are becoming so much more common these days. And now we have Proxio Developer Showcase, a powerful web-based marketing system allowing agents to market beautiful developments anywhere in the world to any clients that they might have or be able to acquire for that matter. And it is a new global standard for project marketing, as it is a web-based system for developers and builders as well as agents and brokers. And it really leverages our huge global agent pool as a new marketing channel for builders. So it solves challenges for all parties involved. So supply and demand are much more efficiently connected here. And of course, for agents, it opens quite a few new commission opportunities and allows agents to increase their inventory very easily. Developers are offering big commissions on many of these projects, and agents can easily participate and move toward getting those commissions by referring their clients, as U.S. boomers do want to buy retirement homes in fun, interesting locations, with luxury properties being particularly attractive to them. And many agents have connections back home in, say, other countries, especially politically stressed ones, such as Venezuela, Eastern Europe, and some parts of China, to help leverage the marketing and sale of some of these developments to people that would otherwise have less access to information about the projects. So we help deliver faster sales in that way. We have more agents selling these projects and more buyers seeing them, with better websites and literature, and of course international buyer exposure. We also have support for all different devices. So that includes, of course, computers and mobile devices like phones and tablets. The website is responsively designed, so it will automatically resize based on the size of the browser window. So whether it's on a computer or any other device, it's going to look very nice. And we'll be taking a look at how that works in the demonstration in just a little bit here. As for the information on the system, it is a more accurate representation than the other options for marketing and selling developments these days. All the information stays current and maintains the project image, as it is the developer who releases what information, what pictures are available on the platform. And because of the live updating and everything, we don't have any old literature, and we don't have to worry about things like Dropbox accounts, as we have all the pertinent information in one place and very beautifully presented. And the way it works is actually very simple For any project, a developer staff inputs images, so photos or architectural drawings or renderings and that sort of thing. They also enter information, a description of the completed or under construction project. And some of these even go up before construction begins. So you really have the opportunity to jump in early and start earning those commissions very much ahead of time. And then we have the agent terms as well. So optional things such as floor plans and price sheets and videos are often uploaded with these developments as well. And we have a profile created for every single development. And as you can see here, it's a very nice, seamless-looking website and very, very easily navigated. It's not exactly convoluted or anything like that. It's not hard to follow. We have the photo gallery right at the top with detailed information below, and videos and floor plans and marketing materials available as well. And these great websites are generated automatically for the projects and also personalized for agents when they're following them so that they can represent them to clients with their own contact information and branding. And here we have an example of some of our marketing material here, which you can create automatically from the project website. You can generate brochures and flyers for any given project. And like I said, it will have your very own contact information and branding on there. So anybody that sees these materials will be going back to you for any further information or moving forward in the process or anything like that. You can create formatted emails as well for yourself or other agents to send with just a couple of clicks, and all changes to any development are instantly visible so that project representations are always up to date and accurate. And on top of that, there is a stunning website for each agent on the system, including all of the developments that agent is following. And when you're looking at their custom website on the Proxio Showcase platform, any developments that they're following that you want to get a closer look at, you will see with their contact information on there. So if we're talking about your website in particular here, and a client comes to visit and take a look at the projects on there, anything that they look at will have your contact info on there. So again, we really try to route as much traffic as possible through the agents in this system. And like I mentioned briefly before, it is fully responsive, so it looks great on any device. As you can see here, we have a nice example of tablets and smartphones as well as a laptop screen. And it also empowers you to promote projects, send emails, and track leads as well. We have an administrative dashboard with lead tracking and a little more. Developers will see agents' progress in terms of bringing leads into the system. However, agents do have protection for those leads that they bring in, as the developers will not be able to see the contact information for them. They'll see the name of the lead and the agent that brought them in, as well as the project that the lead was generated for, but they will not be able to contact that lead without going through the agent. So again, that's another way that we really make sure that the communication happens via the agent in the process. And one of the great results of this platform is that we have a huge network effect. Everything goes through the agents. The developers are happy because they have more people selling their projects and advertising them to clients and that sort of thing. So it really is beneficial for everyone in the process here. And it is a very simple setup for agents. You don't need any sort of technology expertise. You don't need any coding knowledge or anything along those lines. You just fill in your profile, and click to follow any projects you're interested in, and everything else is automatic. Everything else is automatically generated. Then it's only up to you to send out the URLs and marketing materials and that sort of thing to potential buyers. And the projects we have on the system are getting the attention of agents and are generating quite a few leads. We're seeing several leads being generated every day at the very least. And the key here is that by providing global connections between supply and demand, we're able to accelerate sales on these developments. That's really the big value for both developers and agents, since we're seeing more units being sold more quickly with the commissions being made available to a lot more agents than previously. And it looks like we have a question before we cover login here. We have a question. Oh, it's about how agents are protected. So we promote a project from a developer in, say, the Caribbean or something like that, and then as buyers contact the agent or developer, well, that's actually the issue there. We make sure that buyers cannot contact the developer. They're not going to have the contact information on the pages that they're viewing. And this will become a little bit more clear during the demonstration. But the key here is that we make sure everything is represented directly by the agent. So everything that any buyers are going to be seeing is going to have the agent's contact information on there and not the developers. They really won't have an avenue to contact the developer for this, as everything routes back through the agent. And in terms of commissions being paid, that is actually up to you and the developer. So many of them will advertise the commission percentages that they have, as well as commission structures and that sort of thing. However, that is their prerogative as to how much they explain directly on the system. That sort of information, of course, won't be available to buyers. It's for agents only. But in the case that they don't have the commission information, or they don't have all of the commission information available, there are ways for agents themselves to contact the developers for more information. And this really goes back to the fact that registering a lead does not automatically qualify you for a commission. And of course, that's really the case in all of real estate here. So you still have to go through the process, make sure that all paperwork is in order, that reservation agreements are signed and everything. If the clients want to see the development and take a tour, then you're going to have to make sure that that's set up. So there is still some work to be done on your part, of course, but we do help take care of a lot of the marketing and that sort of thing to help you accelerate those sales. So, in any case, we'll now jump into getting into Proxio Showcase. And to log in for the first time, you'll want to go to proxioworld.com/EWM, and you will see instructions there on how to log into Proxio Pro, as that's how we get into Developer Showcase. We have one login to get into both. And once you're in Proxio Pro, you just click on a button, and it will take you directly into the Showcase platform. So that's proxioworld.com/EWM. And it looks like we have another question. So we have a question about whether Proxio is just for developer-type projects, or can you also show listings from foreign countries? That's a good question. So we do have two different platforms. What we're talking about here today is Proxio Developer Showcase, which is for developer-type projects, like you're saying. And Proxio Pro is for really all listings altogether. That's that LinkedIn for Realtors type platform that also hosts agents' listings so that they can be shared among different agents in different areas, as well as sending out referral fees and that sort of thing. So for regular listings, you're going to want to look toward Proxio Pro. But for the developer type projects, then you'll be looking at Proxio Developer Showcase. That's a good question. So like I said, proxioworld.com/EWM to log in for the first time. And if you've logged into Proxio Pro before, you can just go to proxiopro.com and enter your username and password there. Once you've gotten into Proxio Pro, you will see on the home page there's a Proxio Developer Showcase button. So you just click on that and it will bring you right into the platform. Now when you go into Proxio Showcase for the first time, you'll be prompted to follow some developments, and you will have to follow at least one here to bypass this screen. And we recommend following as many as you reasonably can. As when you have the opportunity to increase your inventory, there's generally not much reason to limit yourself in that respect. After that, you'll be prompted to fill out your profile. So you'll want to make sure all of that information is accurate and up to date. You'll want to upload a profile picture and that sort of thing. And we'll go over this at the beginning of the demonstration in just a moment here. And with that, we will hop into our live demo. And so here we have the Proxio Pro homepage, like we just saw in that PowerPoint slide. And we just click on Proxio Developer Showcase, and it will bring us into the platform. Now, since I've logged in here before, I won't be prompted to follow projects since I'm already following all of these here. But in any case, this is the home page here. And before we start covering all of these tabs, we're going to take a look at editing the profile. Like I said, that's going to be one of the first things you want to set up in this system. So you'll want to upload the profile picture. That's very important in terms of getting traction on your website and getting people to visit it and take a look at what's available there via your personal showcase profile. You can change the cover image if you'd like as well, and upload a broker logo if you want to. You don't have to do the broker logo if you don't want to. It won't show up as a blank box if you don't have anything. It just doesn't show up at all. And if you'd like to change your cover image, just make sure it's a nice wide panoramic picture with relatively high resolution so that it looks nice on the page here. Below that, we have the information about you specifically, so make sure that your name is displaying correctly. You can change your public URL if you would like, and that's for your public profile. That's the page that will have your contact info and all of the developments that you're following on the system. And keep in mind that you can only do that once. So it should automatically pick up your email address without the domain name as the ending of that URL. So if you're okay with that, if that's a good one for you to send out to clients, then you can, of course, keep it. But if you'd like it to be something else, you can change it one time. Then you want to make sure your contact information is correct. So you have the right email, your telephone number is current, and then you'll want to enter your agency name and license number, as well as your slogan and a little about me text, and then your location, of course. And that's us here in Santa Clara, California. Then you'll want to enter any languages you speak and any specialties you might have in real estate here. Then we have space for some social network links as well as a personal website. So you'll want to enter any of that you might have. And when you've finished filling all of that out, make sure to click Save down at the bottom or at the top of the page to make sure that the information is accurate there. And here we have a view of your profile here, but since we're logged in as an agent, it's got the URL to your public profile as well. And the only difference there is that it's going to show up without the blue bar and with fewer navigation options. See, we don't have all of that stuff at the top. So this is the site that you're going to be sending out to clients. So like I said, it'll have your profile picture and contact info, as well as any projects that you're following. And then any of these that they click on are going to show up with your branding there. I'll just open that in a new tab for a quick look at how that comes up. So as you can see, we've got my contact info here, or rather my coworker, since I'm on his account, and the lead capture form below that, and that sort of thing. But this is the public view. This is what your clients are going to be seeing. And then anytime they click on the home button up in the top left corner, it will take them right back to your public profile. So like I said, we really do try to keep this very agent-centric in nature in terms of when clients are visiting this. They will not have access to any sort of developer information via our website. So before we start taking a look at the public and agent views of the developments, we'll take a quick look at the homepage now, since we finished up with the filling out of the profile. So we have a few tabs available here, the first of which is the news feed. So this is where you're going to see any recent updates from the projects you're following. So that might include updates about commissions, or maybe availability information, or just any other news. So for instance, InTown here is announcing that they're beginning the contract conversion phase very soon, actually I guess this week, and they'll be breaking ground in November 2014, so just about a month from now. Big news for them. But in any case, you'll see updates from the developers on this page with pertinent information about the projects. Maybe they're holding an event or something like that. We have another question. Is this sort of like a Twitter feed? Yes, it is. That's the same sort of idea, or a Facebook news feed, if you will, but specifically for the projects that you're following on the system. The next tab is Manage Projects, so you'll be able to sort your subscriptions as well as edit projects. That's where you can unfollow some projects, maybe if one of them sold out or something like that. Sorting subscriptions will allow you to change the order that these developments are shown on in your profile. So if I drag this one over, that will now show up second, and maybe I want to move One Ocean up to the top. So I can just kind of work that up there, and there we go. Then when you've finished reordering them, depending on which ones you want to feature first and that sort of thing, you just click Finish, and it will save the order that you've set. When you click on Edit Projects, it'll just give you the option to unfollow some of these for whatever reason you might choose. So we'll say maybe Jade Signature, One Hotel and Homes, just for effect. Just to show you how it goes, and the Blue Hyatt perhaps. So when you click unfollow, it changes the button to follow this project since you're no longer subscribed to it. So if you decide that you'd like to switch back to adding that to your profile. And then of course we have Follow More Projects, which will take you to Project Search, just like clicking on Project Search in the top left corner of the screen. Either way, it takes you to the same page here. So you can do a text search, or you can browse by category, or you can just click on all projects underneath the search button there to take a look at everything on the system. So we'll take a look at all of them now. And as you can see, we have a few that I haven't followed here yet. And quite a few that I have followed, but we do have the option for unfollowing them if we want. So if I decided that I didn't want Beach Walk on my profile, I just click unfollow. And to follow it again, you can click unfollow the project. Very simple stuff. And if you want to get a closer look at one of the projects, you just click on the orange circle with the white arrow in it. And that will take you to the agent view. So like I said, the agents on the system are going to have a little bit more information available to them than clients will, as it's generally safer to release extra information to agents that you wouldn't necessarily want buyers to see, such as commission percentages, maybe things like a reservation agreement or a deposit schedule and that sort of thing. Those often want to be, or rather, developers often want to make those available to agents and not readily available to buyers until they're a little bit more serious and ready to move forward. However, you do still have the description here and everything, as well as the location and amenities there. And you'll notice that on any of these project pages that you're following, you'll have the public URL here that says share this project with your branding. So we'll take a look at that in just a moment. So here we have options for creating marketing materials, those automatically generated ones that I was talking about. And you can send these to clients or generate them and save them. So if you click send, it comes up with the email form where you can just enter in any recipients you would like and the subject and message, of course, and it automatically attaches that particular marketing piece to the email. So we have the brochure and the flyer, which we'll take a quick look at in a little bit here. It looks like we have another question here. So we have someone saying that they noticed that most of the new projects already show in Proxio Showcase. You can search a menu and add them to your profile. That's correct. Any projects that are on the system will be available for you to follow or at least request to follow, as there will be some that will be private developments where the developer will want to kind of hold sway over who's allowed to follow the developments and who isn't. But for the most part, you'll be able to just follow them and add them to your profile immediately. So the next tab we have here is Documents. And here we have sales reservation and wire instructions documents. So other developments might add commission schedules on there, or maybe a fact sheet or something like that. Really anything along those lines. Things that aren't necessarily marketing materials, but do have to do with the reserving or buying process and that sort of thing. So you can download those if you'd like, just by clicking download. Then we have images, so you can get a closer look at the pictures without having them in the marquee here, if you would like. And floor plans, which is relatively self-explanatory. These are generally going to be PDF files, so you can download them and send them off to clients or take a look at them yourself to figure out how exactly you want to market the development and that sort of thing. Whatever you need to do with those files. Then we have records, where you can enter your own leads if you would like. Like I said, we have a lead tracking dashboard, which we'll take a look at very soon. So if you have a lead from outside the system, you could add them in here. And then we have terms, where we'll have disclaimers or terms and conditions, and the other sort of information, maybe fine print sort of material that wasn't covered elsewhere. There is one tab that's missing on this particular development, and that's videos. This particular one apparently doesn't have any uploaded, but those will just be YouTube or Vimeo videos that have been embedded into the page. On the right here, you'll see the send message box. And again, this is only available in the agent view of the development. It will not be available to clients and potential buyers in their public views. But if you need a little more information that isn't available here, or you want to let the developers know that you have someone that's ready to move forward or anything along those lines, you can type in a message there and send it off to them. And that will allow them to respond to you. And you also have their contact information here. You have the phone number and email address for the people running these developments. So if you need some more info, you can certainly get a hold of the developers. But again, that information will not be available to buyers. What will be available to buyers is what you can see on this public URL here, proxioshowcase.com/subscriptions, and then a number. In this case, it's 91 for me, as I was a relatively early follower, or rather my coworker was. So here we have the public view. Once again, you see that it's branded for the agent specifically with their contact info, and we only have 3 tabs. We would have videos as well if those were available. Looks like we have a question here. We have a question about how long this platform has been available to Miami realtors. We launched in late May, and we've been slowly expanding these systems since then, and we're going to be releasing to our entire network very soon here, probably within the next month or so. Here we have the public view of the development, like I was saying. So we have marketing materials, which clients can download or send, and floor plans as well, which they can take a look at, and of course the pictures in the marquee here, and videos if this development had any. So we'll take a look at these marketing materials. These are automatically generated PDFs. And first we have the brochure, which is a few pages long, depending on how many text sections and pictures the developer added. So the first picture here is a nice high-resolution photograph with the name of the development and location. Then we have a smaller one with the brief description. Then we get into building features and unit features and that sort of thing. But we do overlay these on the high-resolution photographs or renderings, whatever the developer made available on the system. And then we have amenities here on a smaller picture page. And you'll notice that on every single one of these pages, we have the agent contact information. We have the name, phone number, and the URL for this specific project. Once again, any information that a buyer wants, they'll be contacting you for all of that. And then we have the contact information here, as well as specialties, the social network links, and that sort of thing. So again, everything is very much agent branded as opposed to developer branded. And again, this is a PDF, so you can save it and edit it, send it out, or just print it out, whatever you need to do. And then we have the flyer as well. That's our other marketing piece that's available. Another automatically generated PDF, and we have the same amount of information available, but just the one picture, and it generally stays to one page unless we have a lot of information about one development. If they have longer text sections or something like that, it might break out into 2 pages. But again, you can save this, edit it, send it, whatever you need to do. So very easy to generate, and you can generate those materials yourself, or the buyer can jump in there and do that themselves as well. And of course, the same deal with floor plans. They can take a look at those, and those are almost always PDFs. We have a few that are picture files, but same idea. They can still see the floor plans of units. Some developments will have all available floor plans. Other developments will just have kind of a selection, a representative selection of them. So something to keep in mind as you're sending out the information to clients. And as you can see, it's all very straightforward. It's not confusing to buyers or anything like that. We did make sure to keep it simple and elegant. And then once again, if they click on the home page, it takes them right back to your profile. So they can see all of the developments that you're following with your branding. So those are the public and agent views of developments. So you'll have a little more information available to you in case there's something that the buyer needs, but you don't necessarily want always displayed to the public. We have a question about how often the information is updated by developers, and that really varies depending on the developer and the project specifically. So as the projects get closer to being sold out and that sort of thing, generally they're going to be updated less often, as the developers are less concerned with marketing a development that's 95% filled compared to one that has only had 5 or 10% of the units sold. So for some of them, the information is pretty regularly updated if they're in the really hot selling phase. But for others that are kind of slowing down, they will still be on the system as long as they have units available and the developer is okay with having them active and available here. but they may be a little bit slower in terms of updating information. That, and when it gets closer to being uh, finished construction, then there's going to be less information to update anyway, because at that point, pretty much everything is set in stone. Um, so I guess the short answer there is it varies depending on the situation. But several of these are pretty regularly updated these days. So we will head back to the home page here and take a look at the sales kit. This is another marketing tool available to you in the Developer Showcase platform. And this is a way that you can send information about multiple developments at one time to clients. So let's say I wanted to send info on Muse Sunny Isles and Le Parc at Brickell and Maria. Now you can choose as many as you would like or as few. You can choose just one or two, or 6 or 7 or more. But the more projects you're adding here, the longer this marketing piece is going to be. So you can click Send Projects, and it will automatically attach information on these 3 developments, or however many you've selected, to an email. And once again, you just enter the recipient's subject and message, and you can send that off. Or you can click Print, and it will generate the PDF that would be attached to that email. So in the sales kit here, we're going to have 2 pages on each development. The first one is just going to be a nice big picture with the name, slogan, and location of the development. And then we have the brief description with another picture. Then we have the next project, the big picture, and then the brief description. And then the next one, which in this case is Le Parc. So since we chose 3, this creates a 7-page PDF. We have 2 pages on each development, and then the last page is another one that's dedicated to your contact information. So, of course, buyers will have no trouble getting a hold of you. And you'll notice that on each page of the sales kit here, we have your phone number and name, as well as the URL for that specific project that's going to be branded for you. So here we have proxioshowcase.com/subscriptions/12341, and that's the specific URL to see the information about Le Parc at Brickell with my contact information, or rather my coworker Cameron's. And then here for Muse Sunny Isles, we have proxioshowcase.com/subscriptions/11195. So you kind of get the idea there that those are the URLs for your custom website with your information and the current information about the development from the developer. And again, this is a PDF, so you can save it and edit it if you need to, or print it out, whatever you need to use it for. And then, of course, if you'd like to change out the developments that you're using for a current sales kit, you can just X out of any that you don't want and add any others that you would like to use. So another one that's very simple to use. That one won't be readily available to clients, of course. They can't generate it themselves, but you can generate that for a client and send it off to them. The next tab we have here is the lead dashboard, and it looks like I'm going to have to register some more test leads here. We had some, but since they weren't real leads, they ended up getting deleted. In any case, you can organize them and view them by which project they're following, or by the lead status, whether it's pending, approved, or rejected. And you can also export the list of leads as a CSV or XLS document, so that you can have your list of leads offline as well. And then maybe add notes to it, or whatever you would like to do. When you do have a lead that you've registered, you'll see the name of the lead, which project they're following, and when they came into the system, as well as their contact information. So you'll see an email address and phone number as well, so that you will be able to follow up with them and figure out exactly what it is they're after, so that you can better market your showcase profile to them and the projects that you're following. And like I said, the developers will see the leads that you bring in, but they will not have the contact info. So if they want to get a hold of any of them, if they'd like to see if they want to move forward, they're going to have to go through you. The last tab we have here is Tools, and this is how you can link to the website. We have a couple of buttons available here, each with the pre-formatted HTML code that does route to your public profile. So we have proxioshowcase.com/px/CameronLight in this case. That's his custom URL for this profile. Yours, like I said, by default will be your email address without the domain name. But you can change that if you would like in the edit profile page. You can change that over to something, but you can only change it one time. But either way, you just pick whichever button you would like to put on your website and copy over the HTML code and then embed it in your site or hand it off to your webmaster or whoever administers your website. So very simple. We even have a button that automatically copies the HTML code in the box. So that is the kind of quick whistle-stop tour through the Developer Showcase platform. A couple of things that I have not yet shown you is the responsive design, which is a very, very nice thing. It's helpful in that we don't need a mobile application in order to have this display nicely on other devices. So the website itself looks great on a tablet or a smartphone. So a tablet will probably look something like this. This is about the width of a tablet screen. And you can see that everything automatically resizes to fit instead of having to scroll back and forth all over the place. And we can make it even thinner. And now we're looking at something about the size of a phone screen. And it's still all resized here. So still shows up pretty nicely. And then, of course, we can bring it back into a normal computer display size. And we have everything normally there. And we also have the option to translate. We don't have quite as many languages available as we do in Proxio Pro, since this is still a relatively new platform. But we do have a few key ones. These are ones that are big, specifically in the US and in markets that have a lot of people purchasing property in the US. So we switch over to Spanish, and everything shows up in Spanish now, including the titles and everything in the system. So it's not just the text here. And that's up in the top right corner, and that's something that clients can do for themselves as well. They'll have that option for the language drop-down menu. So that has covered pretty much everything about Proxio Developer Showcase here. We definitely recommend that you jump in and play around with it, get used to the interface and everything, and taking a look at all of those different projects and sending out the public URLs, both for your profile and specific projects. As the more you get that URL out there, the better chance you have at registering leads and getting the potential for, at the very least, referral fees, and at the very best, several commissions. So, since that about concludes our tour of the Showcase platform here, we have a little bit of time for Q&A. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and shoot, and I will be happy to answer. If you have any other questions after the presentation, or if you'd like a copy of the PowerPoint or anything like that, you can send me an email at braden@proxio.com. That's BRADEN @proxio.com. And I will be happy to help you out with whatever you need. So we have a question here. Do we offer webinars on Proxio Pro? We do, actually. We have a page where you can sign up. That's proxioworld.com/webinars. And we have a weekly webinar on Proxio Pro every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. That'd be 12 p.m. Eastern for EWM agents over in Florida. So we go through pretty much A to Z on Proxio Pro every Wednesday at 12 p.m. your time. All right, it looks like we don't have any other questions at the moment. But again, feel free to send any other questions that might arise to me. Um, I'd like to thank you again for joining me in the webinar today, and I hope you find some success with Proxio Showcase very soon. And in the meantime, have a great day. Thanks again.